imperative that you protect opportunity for women in sports.
The only person who doesn't seem to bear any responsibility in this is you and the NCAA, who are the governing body. You won't even defend them. You won't even take responsibility. It's outrageous.
Our job is to promote fairness in sports.
Our job.
Biological males are not going to be allowed to compete against biological females. Why don't you go to Amazon and buy a spine online and take a stand?
Tennis legend Martina Navratilova posted this. Senator, each trans-identified male athlete impacts hundreds of female athletes. Why make thousands of women feel uncomfortable, unsafe, and compete in an unfair fight in order to accommodate fewer than 10 trans athletes?
But at the end of the day, I've got a granddaughter named Rosie Gray. She is not going to dress with boys, biological boys in the dressing room. She's not going to take a shower with them, and she's not going to compete with them. Now, Dick Durbin said along with Charlie Baker that, we've only got a handful of biological boys in women's sports in NCAA. We're not just talking about that. We're talking about elementary school. We're talking about junior high. We're talking about senior high. We're talking about all women, and they are being downgraded simply for the fact that the far left wants to add gender into the mix, along with climate hoax and all the other nonsense that they're trying to push on this country, and they're trying to destroy it. So we're not going to allow them to destroy women's sports. We're going to fight for it. We're going to try to keep these wacko judges out of the fight and put them in the right direction.
Well, look, Rosie Gray has a grandfather who's really fighting for her and other little girls. And this really is going to take a fight, because apparently there's a push by, I don't know if it's just Charlie Baker ahead of the NCAA or if they're more like him in leadership in sports, but they want to make hundreds of thousands of people capitulate for fewer than 10 other people. Like, we don't do that in any other part of society, do we?
No, you're exactly right. But at the end of the day, I know entire high school sporting teams across the country in different states that are all biological boys participating in women's sports. The entire team. And so don't tell me that it's a small problem. It's a problem that's gaining momentum on the left, and they're pushing it, but we have got to stop it in its tracks. If we don't, we're going to end up with a huge tragedy here. And again, you're not going to have Title IX, you're not going to have women's sports, and it's wrong, because Title IX is one of the best things to ever come out of this building up here, is helping women become leaders across this country.
Well, there appears some on the left who don't agree with you on that. I don't know. They're supposed to be the party of women. They can't define a woman. But now we're just asking them to define a man and a woman in a small space, locker room, and in sports. It's not hard. All right.